Hi class, Dr. Sands here. I wanted to take a minute to go through your next assignment, which is a final assignment, part 1, supply chain analysis. All right, so there's two parts. Today I'm just going to walk through part 1. All right, let's get started. So the summary, supply chain managers, leaders, and other stakeholders must understand how to analyze, interpret, evaluate, and decide what changes, if any, are required to ensure strategic sustainability within a supply chain. Reviewing continuous improvement, change management, and mitigation risk processes while actively pursuing strategies and ethically sound procurement practices are imperative to affirm sustainability in the global supply chain market. So there's a summary. All right, assignment instructions. Using the assigned case study, examine, evaluate, analyze, and assess all facets within a company to identify, develop, and assess improvement plans, risk, ethical, and financial stewardship, and recommendations suitable to formulate an outcome report or executive summary. Okay, part 1, supply chain analysis. Review the assigned supply chain management case study and evaluate its strategies. Include references to support your analysis. Okay, so all that tees up, an overview, what you're going to be doing. So let's get into the detail. All right, part 1. So download and review the assigned Harvard Business Review supply chain management at Walmart. So click here and it opens a new window. I already opened it. So here's the case study. It's a good read. It's pretty easy and it's really not that long overall. So that's your case study. Okay. So once you read that, then what you're here to do is evaluate Walmart's supply chain strategy. So that's what you're going to do. And it's giving you specific directions by, right? So evaluating its supply chain network and capabilities. So when you read through that article, you're going to evaluate Walmart's supply chain network and capabilities. All right. Then you're going to answer this question. How has Walmart's supply chain evolved over time? Okay. Now, when you think about writing your paper, what I would recommend, and that's what I've always done in going to school, is set up your paper, right, and put in your headings as like a template guide. And so with that, when you look at the announcements, and when I posted APA sample paper and video, and then APA title page and formatting. So when you click on the APA sample paper and video, it's a video I created, just talks through the basics of APA like I explained. And if you haven't watched it yet, please do so. A lot of the first papers that were submitted were severely lacking APA formatting. So it's like, I don't know, a 3-minute video. APA is great. It's a broad topic. The book covers a lot. I used to actually teach APA. But I just boiled it down to some of the key components that you really need for this length of paper. So that when you bring up the sample paper, let's see, do I have it up? Oh, I think it's... Oh, I thought I had that paper open and ready to share. All right, well, I thought I had that paper open and ready to share. Well, I can just click on it. We'll click on it now. So when you click on the link, here's a sample paper. Oh, I did download it already. So I'll just give it a second here to open. All right. I'm at the browser, so I'm going to bring it over. Another window, here it comes, and here we go. So in looking at the sample paper, it's just a sample paper example, right? You don't need running heads any longer. That went away with APA 7. And that's really just a big change between 6 and 7 was just the running head and some other stuff. But page number upper right, title page, components are right here. And I do require it to be just like this. And I have another announcement that goes through and walks through the particulars of what this is here. All right. Again, no more running head. Page numbers top right. All papers, even if it says so within the course, all papers have an introduction, a page introduction. All because you're at the college level. So all papers, introduction, body, conclusion, references. All right. So the introduction, your paper title here. Don't say introduction, and then your introduction paragraph. Then you get into the body of your paper and set up your level 1 headers, right? So this would be a level 1 header, which would be the same as really that first thing we talked about, right? So when we go back, it says, how has Walmart's supply chain evolved over time? So after your introduction paragraph, then you can state Walmart's supply chain, how Walmart's, so how Walmart's supply chain evolved over time. So make it a statement. So because you're going to write about it, right? So then when you think about your paper, this first level 1 header is going to be how Walmart's supply chain has evolved over time. Then you can write about it. Now your level 1 headers, you always want to have them just a few words, like 4 or 5 max. Just keep them simple. 3, 4 is the best. And then you write about it. So this is the first thing you're going to write about in your paper. How has Walmart's supply chain evolved over time? Boom. Okay. Then it says discuss supplier relationships, information technology, and distribution. So that's the second thing you're going to write about. And the third thing, how does Walmart's EDLP strategy affect inventory and stock out levels? So within this first bullet, there's 1, 2, 3 things right there you're going to write about. In each one of these, you're going to have, this would be a level 1 header, this would be a level 1 header, and this would be a level 1 header, and then you're going to write about it. Now you're not going to put, again, this whole sentence in here, right? Turn it into a statement and not a question. And it is right here, it says discuss supplier relations, information technology, and distribution. You can just say supplier relations, information technology, and distribution. Because take the discuss out, because obviously that's what you're doing. All right, now the second one, how do Walmart supply chain capabilities translate into competitive advantages? So this is going to be another level 1 header because you're going to write about this. And here you could just say, Walmart supply chain competitive advantages. So you can just shorten it for your paper. Walmart supply chain competitive advantages. Take out the question, you're making a statement. So far you have 1, 2, 3, 4 level 1 headers because you have 4 sections, but it continues. Discuss Walmart's ability to generate value from its supply chain. So that's going to be another level 1 header because that's another thing you're going to write about. So you can shorten that to say, let's see here, Walmart's ability to generate value supply chain. You can just put Walmart's supply chain value. Just shorten it to like 4 words, mix it up. Walmart's supply chain value. Boom. Level 1 header. And then write about it because it even says discuss. So you're gonna write about that. So again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. This is your 5th level 1 header because this is your 5th section of your paper that you're writing about. And then lastly, your last section is compare Walmart's supply chain strategy and source of competitiveness with key competitors like Amazon, Target. Include topics such as infrastructure, procurement, competitive platform, and distribution. Now, this one, you're going to probably have like some level 2 headers, right? So when we break this requirement down, it says compare Walmart's supply chain and sorts of competitiveness with key competitors like Amazon and Target. Okay, so then, so you can, as your level 1 header, you could just say Walmart's supply chain source of competitiveness, or supply, Walmart's competitive advantage, that type of thing. And that's going to be your level 1 header. And then you're going to write like how they are, like where they are in a competitiveness. And then, because it also says, compare with Amazon and Target. So when we think about, your level headers, right? So when I look at this example I put together, it says basic functions of management. Okay. And then it goes to traditional management. That's a level 2. You won't need a level 3, but you'll need a level 2. And this is the way it break down, right? So I have in my example, I have basic functions of managing, and then I write about that because this is kind of the overall overarching theme, right? So it's a 3 to 5 sentence paragraph. Same here, Walmart's competitiveness, right? So that would be Walmart competitiveness, and then write about it, an opening paragraph. And then you're going to say, okay, then it says compare with like Amazon and Target. So at a minimum, you're going to compare with Amazon and Target. So then if you go back, a level 2 header would be Walmart versus Amazon, right? So then, because you have to compare with Amazon and Target. So you start off again, level 1 header, competitiveness of Walmart, introduction paragraph, and then comparing against Amazon. And then write at least one paragraph, which is 3 to 5 sentences, at least one, more like 2 paragraphs, talking about the competitiveness with Amazon and Walmart. Write about it. And then the next one's going to be Target. So then you're going to have another level 2, which would be below here. So I have level 3s on that one. Let's see. Yeah. So I don't have 2 level 2s in a row, but that's okay because you're going to have Amazon versus, or Walmart versus Amazon, write about it, and then yet another level 2 header that says Amazon versus Target, and then, Walmart versus Target, then you're going to write about it. So that would be, so you're going to have your level 1 header with kind of your opening paragraph about its competitiveness, and then Walmart versus Amazon on a level 2 header, write about it. Walmart versus Target, level 2 header, write about it, and it'd be a paragraph. Now, in that, what you're writing, it says include topics such as infrastructure, procurement, e-commerce platform, and distribution. So when you write about this competitiveness of Walmart versus Amazon, what you're writing about needs to include some of these elements: infrastructure, procurement, e-commerce platform, and distribution. When you write your comparison on Walmart to Target, what you're going to have in your writings is comparing infrastructure, procurement, e-commerce platform, and distribution. So that's what your paper is going to shape up to be. All the ingredients are right here in front of you, just to tease out. So that's how you can get your paper set up. So remember, paper title page. These are the key ingredients here. Paper title here, page number top right, opening paragraph, introduction paragraph. Then you're going to go into your level 1 headers like we discussed. And then once you get through writing your paper, you're going to go right into your conclusion. You don't start a new page. And Now, unlike your introduction, which you don't write introduction, your conclusion you do, you write conclusion. And it's center and bold. And then your conclusion paragraph, 3 to 5 sentences. Your references start a new page and it says references centered in the middle. And this is how you properly format your references. Another thing, on your active links, you need to remove active links because, you know, when you copy and paste a URL into your Word document, it turns blue and active. So right click on it and it'll say remove hyperlink and it'll turn it black. And that is all according to APA. All right, so let's a couple other things here. Citation requirements, minimum of 3, 1 textbook, 2 scholarly. Pretty self-explanatory. Word count 750 to 1,000 words. Again, word count is just a guide to give you about how much. Don't just stop writing when you get to 750 words and think, okay, I wrote enough. That may not be the case. You may go 750, 800, 1,000, maybe 1,500. The important thing is to, to thoroughly create your assignment. That's just a guide. All right, so don't get hung up on the word count. When I review your paper, I'm going to look at how well did you address and how thoroughly did you address all these your assignment requirements. APA formatting, I mean, this says title page and reference page. I mean, it could be a long list of, you know, what goes into APA formatting because it's level 1 headers, it's indenting properly, it's double spacing, it's the title page, it's your first page, you know, setup and everything else we just talked about. So don't get hung up on just these 2 elements. That's just, you know, basic stuff there. So another thing to look at is on the syllabus. And again, always look at your syllabus before you start writing. Look at your course requirements and then look at your syllabus because they go hand in hand. All right, so that's everything that's going to go into your paper. If you have any questions at all, please reach out to me if you got questions on the assignment. If you need further, you know, conversation and guidance. If you have any questions about APA formatting, please reach out as well, and I'll be happy to, you know, talk through any of this with you over the phone, over email. If you wanted to set up, you know, Google Meets, we can do that as well. All right, thank you.